This is the one they're talking about at half-time here at the Adelaide Oval. Lance Franklin. Hobbs was doing an outstanding job, has still done an outstanding job. Ken Hinkley didn't think it was a free. 49,000 of the 50,000 here. Didn't think it was a free, but Lance Franklin was happy to take it, as you would be.
Well, it's hard, when you look at it, it's hard to see how he didn't get a free, isn't it, really?
It's nice to get away with one, though, because there's plenty that you don't get as a forward, so it's nice to get away with one.
Port Adelaide's KPIs, we talked about them pre-game, we talked about them at quarter time. Let's get an update in comparison to the last 5 weeks, what they're doing tonight.
Yeah, the contested possession would have been a real focus over the last 5 weeks. They've been 17th best in the competition. They were second best for the whole season prior to that, but tonight they're going really well. Clearances are good, inside 50s not so good either. In that second quarter they got dominated there, and scores from turnovers, they're minus 11, but that's because Port have kicked 1 goal 5 instead of kicking accurately. So the real area they've got to get better at is those inside 50s, and that revolves around ball movement, and the ball movement hasn't been great because Sydney have had a lot of good pressure on them.
Yeah, if you keep winning the contested possessions and you're breaking even in the clearances, you're going to be a chance to be in the game. But if you're playing the game in the defensive half, you're going to be in trouble against a team that's got the class of Sydney. I reckon one of the things that perhaps shows why Port Adelaide may have dropped off a bit is when we look at the maturity and experience of the two teams and compare them. Sydney's a mature list, and they're the most experienced team running around. Port Adelaide, one of the youngest in the competition, don't have anywhere near as many games under their belt. It does take its toll, Roo, doesn't it, when you don't have that depth of experience.
It's always been a long year, it's getting harder, and it's no coincidence the top 4 sides on the table are the oldest sides in the competition.
Cameron Mooney downstairs.
Thank you very much, Dwayne. And just quickly, Kenny Hickley just walked past it there. I think I need to please explain on that free kick. So if you're looking for one of those during the week, because it was a terrible decision. Well, just look at the ranking points for this game at the moment, and it's no surprise that we're looking at all the midfielders that are running through there. Everyone's getting a lot of hands on the ball at the moment. Benny McLean leading the way. Jace, you've spoken about his work rate. I can't believe you guys actually let him go at Hawthorn. That was just a shocking move. But you look at Bird and Boak and Kenny, all these guys getting their hands on the ball. I actually don't think either coach right now would be too happy with the way both midfielders are going about it. They're just playing Russian roulette, as we said during the call. They need to tighten up, make sure that either side don't get that easy run through the middle of the ground.
Cameron Moody downstairs. Talked about how big this game is for both teams as well. Port Adelaide actually need at least one more win to make sure of a home final from 5th or 6th. So even though we talk about top 4 being huge, I need just one more win this season to make sure they don't drop to 7th or 8th. And the Sydney Swans, well, home finals on offer for 1st and 2nd. Right now they're 2nd, but Geelong and Fremantle also snapping at their heels for that 2nd spot. And if Port Adelaide get up tonight, there'll be an extra team snapping at their heels. 11 points the margin right now, the biggest margin of the game for either team. If you have just flicked on, is 12 points in Sydney's favour. From the ball up, Kennedy dumped. Gray steals the clearance. Scrambles it inside 50. Rolling ball. Malcheski safe as always. Heads wide though. Broadbent on his own. Corns. Boak hasn't had a huge couple of weeks. Travis Boak, the captain, hasn't had a massive first half either. 12 possession first half for him. Jonas under some pressure, got there. Wide ball to Hopch. Spills it. Luck. O'Shea. Ebert.
Gray's on.
Sits it on Broadbent.
Gray's on if they can get it to him.
He hasn't seen him. He's going to switch direction. That's a shame.
Boak's on his own as well, but he's wide as opposed to on 50.
He's still in space, Robbie Gray.
Free.
There's a couple of them.
Spears it to Mitchell instead. Three's hands. And they can be killers. Malcheski peels away. He turns it over. Ebert's got numbers. Heads wide. Need. Gee, he got the skates on there.
Gee, is it nearly 50 or?
Is it nearly 50 or nearly play on?
Well, that's it.
Would have been a much higher percentage shot for goal if Kane Mitchell had have marked that one coming into him. A very tough kick from here.
Already kicked one tonight that was huge. Just 20% the probability from here. Just his second game of the year. Across the face. And big Mike Pike with Ted Richards. See it across the boundary line.
Good news for Port Adelaide fans is that they look like they've got the spark back in the legs. They've actually played reasonably good footy tonight, which we haven't seen for quite a while.
Robbie Gray. Polak. Poke pass is terrible. Lobe tried to make something of it. Handball over the head of Hartlett.
And then they play a little bit of football like that, Port, after I give them a rap. But they're up and about at least.
Well, this is the end of the ground. They need to play the game at that.
Even Franklin's come down inside defensive 50. In the back to Port.
Robbie Gray.
Robbie Gray's ball.
I don't think too many people saw that one either. One thing we do know is Sydney are the best at absorbing pressure.
Yep.
And they normally soak this stuff up. They're disciplined. They don't give away a lot of free kicks like this. So now, once again, we say Robbie Gray's got to make the most of this.
Well, normally...
Oh, he slipped under him. He slipped under him.
Well,
there's
50,000 here, and not one of the 50,000 screamed for a free.
This is the leveller. No.
Post. Footy gods. Didn't deserve a goal, didn't get one.
You don't kick in accurately and get the points against Sydney.
How could the umpire give that as a free kick? He just slipped.
Well, the umpire...
Well, look, in the umpire's defence, if he just sees Bird falling on top of him, he pays him. He doesn't realise why he's fallen on top of him. In fact, his Gray actually slipped into him and under him.
Umpires umpiring to get finals as well. Franklin took on Gray. Beat him hands down. Pressure on the kick, though. Jonas. Port on the reload.
Oh, they can go.
Travis Boak can go. Goes to Ebert. Runs to 50. Set sail. And he. Horrendous.
Just torching the footy. They're creating opportunities, and you don't get too many of these. They'll get punished soon.
Scoreboard pressure is critical, Jay. She's called it early, and Port are blowing this great start to the third quarter.
Almost an arm slap through to Cunningham. Got it regardless.
Oh, that is a very ordinary kick, isn't it? He was away, Harry Cunningham, had a bit of space. But it hurts if you have all these opportunities, you miss them, and then Sydney go down the other end. You know they're going to kick a goal when they get the chance.
No one near Robbie Gray, and he's had all three clearances in the third quarter.
And here he is on cue for you, Rube. It's a floater. West off under it. Need again to set it up. No one's in the square. Gives it back. Schultz. West off. Now Rowan runs back to the square. It gets there.
Yeah, it wasn't a good kick, and it opens them up from the other side.
Goods has Jetta on the loose. Nice dance step. He's still got the speed and the shimmy. Gives to Jetta in the end. He takes on Polak. Puts the Jets on. Sends to McGlynn. And here it is. They can make them pay full price.
Oh, he's paid.
And a 50. And a 50.
That's soft, isn't it?
Oh, Ken Hinkley will be filthy.
Umpire Brett Roseberry there. Put it in the book.
Well, that is heartbreaking for Port Adelaide, who have dominated the start of this third quarter. Let's have a look. Oh, that, how can you pay 50 for that? Unbelievable.
Hey, Pete, this one's wet. Throw it up. Mike, ball's wet, I'm going to throw it up. Matty, it's wet, going to throw it up.
We've seen some interesting free kicks here tonight. We highlighted one at half-time, but there's been a couple in this third quarter already, and that one was just unbelievable to get 50.
Kick inside 50. Off hands. Good chase. Monfries hasn't seen a lot of it. Wingard slipped.
Another one that slipped over.
Hey, keep a metre. Keep a metre. Metre, boy.
Umpires barking instructions.
Kicked the goal, but just the 6 possessions to Chad Wingard. He's quiet again.
McVeigh wrapped up. Kennedy. Malcheski. Sits it in front of McGlynn. Jetta came. Tippett tapped it. Franklin. Cunningham's running hard for him. He's the only Swan inside 50. Centres it. Tippett got there on 50. Within range.
With me here, please. With me here, please. That's our mark.
They're so dangerous on that slingshot footy, aren't they, boys?
Right on the mark.
Yeah, I like the way Alapati Carlisle ran the angle, though. He wasn't taking on Buddy Franklin. He said, you can run, but I'm not going to let you go all the way and chase you like Carl Hook.
Exactly.
Strikes it okay. It's long. Is it strong enough?
The ball crossed the line for a goal before it was touched. Can we please?
Hope you heard that at home. He believes it's a goal.
Umpire's call is a goal. Check to make sure it's not touched.
I think you're going to get the right angle in any of those.
No. The AFL has been spruiking some goal line technology at grounds. We ain't got it yet.
It's going to be an umpire's call, which will be a goal.
Starting to land some big punches here, the Swans.
Matty Broadbent wasn't happy when they awarded a goal. He seemed to think it might have been touched, but it's a goal, and Kurt Tippett's got his first for the night.
Let's see what it's like. Yeah, I'll let you know.
Really,
The AFL doesn't think it's worth the outlay, obviously.
no, but it's pointless having reviews. What's the point? Knowing we don't have that goal line technology, which is the only shot that's going to give you the angle to definitively tell you whether the whole ball's crossed the line before it was touched. No point even having the review. Not if the umpire's call is, well, it's always going to come back to umpire's call. So if he's called it a goal, you may as well just say it's a goal. It's not going to be overturned on that.
Moore pumps one wide.
So now we've got a deficit for Port to chase.
And the ball eludes Mitchell out of play.
And it becomes a psychological battle for them now because they know they've been down the last 5 or 6 weeks, probably the last 7 weeks, you could say. So if this margin opens up, just make sure they don't drop their heads. They've got to just inch their way back into the contest.
Ebert shoots it wide. Polak, Gray, back to Ebert. To the pocket. Hartlett got a couple to beat. McVeigh, Malcheski. The Swans have their tails up now. Tippett. Goods is short for him if he wants him.
Look at him sprint.
Long to Shaw. Good grab. Sensational grab.
Shaw, Cunningham, Jetta, Goods, McGlynn, Buddy, all the speedsters from Sydney, but all the ones bolting forward.
Keep back, Kieran. Keep back.
Turns 33 years of age this year, Shaw. Hands off to Goods. To the square. Lobey, dangerous spot. Did a roll. For a behind.
They're not out of it, Port Adelaide. They're just getting Sydney being more efficient and smarter. I mean, they had 2 inside 50s for the quarter for 2 goals.
Yep.
Sydney. Port have had 7 for none.
What's really hurting Port is that kick inside their 50-metre arc as well. It's just not to the advantage of their forwards, and they're not threatening to take marks in the forward 50.
Broadbent. Reed got there. Lobey the spoil. Hanbury. Cunningham pushing the back. Hanbury's ball. Swans about to go back inside 50. Franklin just couldn't get there in time. Jetta does. Doesn't bend it back enough. Doesn't bend it back at all. Carlisle. Now rush it behind. Under siege right now, Port.
When we talk about those marks inside the attacking 50, Sydney look like they're going to take them. They've taken 9. Port's taken 6, most of those in the first term.
Pollock's got no one to go to. Had to go back. Ebert's got no one to go to. Waits, gives to Moore. Now Monfries is forward. Hand over the top. Wingard. No one on the goal line. Gets a long bomb goalward. Never on line. The crowd getting a little restless. McVeigh. Tippett, Carlisle. A tie-up. Tippett nearly marked it regardless. Broadbent. Port Adelaide at breaking strain right now. Ebert got it from Trengove to Jonas. Back to Broadbent. Moore. Schultz hasn't seen a lot of it.
Westhoff's on Reece Shaw. That's the contest you want to isolate.
Hartlett.
Now Grundy goes back on him. They just don't look like taking that big contested mark.
Schultz got there.
That's a clever kick.
Through traffic.
He didn't want to bomb away, Hamish Hartley, did he?
He didn't want to, but this is the sort of kick that they have to find in their forward 50 to try and get a shot on goal, which is highlighting your point, Jason. They're not getting any real clear movement, and as a result, still a very hard shot, and maybe that's half the reason why they've kicked 10 points.
Three goals, 10, and 3 that have missed all together. It's not a great evening in front of goal.
And to make it even tougher, there's rain falling now here at the Adelaide Oval. Schultz keeps it low across the face.
Virtually kicking themselves out of the contest. But they're playing well. I mean, that should give them confidence. This is the best I've seen them play for the best part of 6 weeks.
It's only light rain, but it's going to get even more and more slippery as the night progresses. 29 to 50. There it is.
Is that just misty rain, Moons?
Look, it's nothing to be complaining about, really, Jose. I didn't want to say, I didn't want to sound like a whinger down here, but look, it's just like you said, it's just enough now to make it a little bit more slippery down here.
There you go. It is
Perfect
slippery.
example.
He's got 3 jackets on down there, so he should be right anyway, Moons.
Thanks, fellas. Get on with it.
Pike front spot, down to Ebert, breaks clear. Short pass. What has Chad got in his bag of tricks?
Well, he had a couple of options. He's got to kick it now. And it's going to take a 54, 55 metre kick.
Doesn't just need to inspire his team, needs to inspire himself somehow.
They don't have a tall on the goal line at the moment.
To give them life from just outside the paint, and it's wide again. Doesn't even score.
He's off the ball, Chad, isn't he? I haven't seen him off the ball like this since his first year. But he'll get it back. He's too good a player.
Laidler. Richards. Rowan. Oh, Adam Goods. Heads wide to the runner. Cunningham. He's got Jonas with him. Franklin wants it one-on-one. Goes back to Jetta. Franklin still in the pocket, in his direction. Low down slide. Jack, sidestep, back to Lance. Just not clear. Goes off the deck. Nearly took Pollock's hand. Mitchell's hand.
Now that was kicking in danger.
Got both of them, didn't he? Pollock and Mitchell.
Broadbent takes off down the corridor. Crowd very restless now. And not enjoying this at all.
Little bit of rain.
Getting uglier.
Little bit of rain, Dwayne's just a little bit slippery out.
Franklin. Holmes got there first. Good spot for a ball in though.
Just looks like their forward line structure at the moment, Jace. It's just gone out the window at the minute. Every time they get the ball, they're running through the middle of the ground or half back. They're looking up and then they're going sideways, and that's when they're over-possessing the ball, and that's when they're turning it over.
Yeah, the execution's been poor at times for Port, but they're winning the footy to start with, which is a good sign.
Clearances are 8-1 in this quarter, Jose. Port's way.
Parker tried to push off. Jack. Kennedy. Good smother, Ebert. Laidler throws it away. Mitchell throws it away. Laidler. Jetta found some space. That's bending. Just touched on the line.
Looked like a goalkeeper tipping it over the bar, Carlisle, didn't he?
Pollock again. Wines.
First touch for the quarter, Ollie Wines.
Corns just off the bench. Contest down. Travis Boak again. No one to go too forward. Waits. No one home. Shaw's ball. Needs about to cut him down. Out of bounds, a win.
The forward structure, they started with an aggressive forward line, 3 talls. They had Trengove, they had Westhoff, they had Schultz, but they're getting sucked up the ground. They're only playing 2 of them most of the time now at any one time. Westhoff's having to push up the ground, and too often they've looked at their forward 50 with no one to kick to.
Poke. Drop kicks don't count. If you tackle, you're not allowed to drop kick it away. Doesn't count as a kick. Ladle. Richards can go. Rowan on the overlap. Cunningham working hard again. In his direction, O'Shea, Cunningham. O'Shea feeds back. Taps it out to Carlisle. Hanging on by their fingernails, Port Adelaide. Pollock, good turn on McVeigh. Bounce. Someone needs to provide the inspiration. Schultz comes down. Crowd starting to find voice again. Wanted 50. Travis Boak.
Again, execution lets him down. He kicked one out in the full on the other side of the ground. This one bounces out. Not having a great night by foot, Jay Schultz. Missed a couple of shots at goal.
Getting a little heavier. So's the Sydney advantage. Scramble out, Hanbury. Hasn't seen a lot of it in his return game. Umpire calls for a ball up. Big pack around it. Just tossed in the air. Scrambling kick wide, and that'll do. About the ticking of time on third term. John Longmire, Ken Hinkley. And a great start to his coaching career for John Longmire. A premiership this year for Sydney would make it 3 flags in 10 years for the franchise. Geelong, by the way, 3 in the past 7 years. They could make it 4 from 8. And of course, Horse can win a 3rd from 7 as well this year. One of the great franchises in the AFL now, the Sydney Swans. Change of coach has hardly affected them. Fans rugging up. As I mentioned a few times, full house. Every seat taken. Ball to the back. Mitchell squeezed it out. Corns. Jonas. Swans with the advantage. Rampy. Need. Rampy content to see it out. And it continues to pump down this rain.
1 metre again, Matt. 1 metre.
Crowd starting to find some voice again, trying to start the fire. Schultz. Stolen by Parker. Scrambles it outside 50. It'll be coming back. Jonas wide. Both.
Got him. Pretty good kick on the left foot. Very hard spot to kick a goal from, though. But
well, most of their shots have been since early on in this match. They've been in the pocket. It's going to take something pretty special, but they've got to find a way to convert a couple of these opportunities.
can kick a good goal, Bokey.
You can hear a pin drop. In he runs. It's there. That could start the fire.
Tell you what he did do, Roo. He turned to the crowd and gave them a little bit of a salute too. He's trying to get this crowd engaged, trying to get the team up. That's the skipper's goal, isn't it?
Oh, he's a beauty. In fact, he's actually been going all right through the league patch, Bokey. He's a very, very good skipper. On and off the field, he's a star. There's Jonas with the left foot that found him. And that is a very tough spot to kick a goal from in the rain. Well, he's trying to pump him up, the skipper. They're only 16 points now down. Not out of it yet, Port.
Hartlett just caught, didn't get a handball legally away, holding the ball. Hanbury. Heads wide, touch ball, play on. Getting back Lobe, spills it. McGlynn puts his head down. Haven't been paying them all night. Gray hurries a kick towards Westhoff. Toes it, keeps it in front. Wines. Smother. Ball in. 22 gone third. And Grundy, the Modbury boy, heads back into defence. Umpires talking to each other. Goods being held behind play.
Bird on to Robbie Gray too after that big start.
Down to Weebit. Hands and knees, Bird. Head down. Lobe flicks it out. Gray, no space. Handball towards Corns. Port Adelaide 5th right now, 12 wins, 6 losses. Swan second, 14 wins, 4 losses. They'll be equal on points with Hawthorn if they win. Top 2, but they'll be down on percentage. Boak. McGlynn.
First throw.
Yep. Umpire on the spot.
Going to start playing wet weather footy now, these sides. Cut the handball out, start playing just percentage footy.
Corns made it look okay. Only loss in the past 14 games for the Swans was against the Hawks. They've been in outstanding form. Off hands, Jack the Crumb. Shaw the 1-2, didn't quite work, wasn't sure. Handball off towards Mitchell, hands it up to Gray, hands it up to Ollie. Sidestep, hands free, Gray, sidestep, hands free, feet free, needs to ram it home. Can you believe it?
That would have been a massive goal. A massive goal. They are surging, they're coming, but it's just the final execution that's killing them. 4 goals, 12.
1-5 for the quarter, Jace. They've had 13 inside 50s to 8 in the quarter.
He was down last week, Robbie Gray. He was one of those struck down by the virus. I'll tell you what, he's working hard tonight.
Flick out wide. Kennedy. McVeigh outside the boundary, was it?
Oh, you can't tell me that wasn't out, really?
Wines keeps it in somehow.
It was 1.5 metres over the boundary.
Hardlip, no prior, dumped. Hard tackle. Jack dives in. Kennedy tries to keep it running. O'Shea tried to feed it out. Port Adelaide trying to steal back the momentum. Hardlip gets it towards half forward. Rampy caught, throws it out just in time. Janelisa behind. Flick up to Jack. Big scramble this. 4 minutes left of 3/4 time. Somehow Westhoff, Wines, missed Robbie Gray. The ball taken out.
Well, let's have a look. McVeigh was on the boundary. He's out. He had to be out. But the boundary umpire had Kennedy's back between him and the ball.
No one on poke here.
Clever flick down by Pike. Got it to Parker. Couldn't break free with it. Wines. Slippery pig in there right now. They pick it up. Jetta breaks free. Ugly kick. Just missed, almost missed his boot completely. Through Broadbent. Towed off the deck. Wines clean pick. Clean handoff. O'Shea missed his target. Jack. Kennedy. Long bomb. Tippett. 3 to beat. Carlisle used his body. Polek the Crumb. Down to 3 minutes. Carlisle, both.
But they're controlling the footy pretty well, Port Adelaide.
Another goal that make it interesting in the last quarter.
Yeah, it's just turning it into goals that's the problem.
Westhoff. Grundy. Good fist down. Kennedy. Squeeze the handball to Laidler. Heads toward Tippett. Carlisle. Fist down. Parker. Clever. McGlynn. Oh, Cunningham. All on his lonesome. He could bounce all the way in if he wants to. Take some time. That hurts. Nasty.
Well, he got 50 metres clear. He just snuck out the back, obviously, and someone forgot about being accountable. Where is he? There he is there. So behind Jackson Trengo. He's not Trengo's man, but
he didn't sprint all the way forward until he saw that his teammates were going to win the footy. But there was no one within 20 metres of it. He went the big barrel too as he ran in. That genuinely hurts Port Adelaide after all the play they've had.
Back in the middle. Pike with the palm down. Big couple of minutes coming up here. Port Adelaide at breaking strain again. Franklin wants to break them now. Pollock off the deck. Players slipping over left, right and centre. Monfrey's dragged down. Not in the back.
Got one there.
Picked up by Wingard. Westhoff just out of his reach. Need with the Shepherd. Westhoff in the pocket. Tough angle. Tough kick. Tries a centering ball. Touched. Gray. Nudge out. No free.
Good take.
Laidler rolls it towards the wing. Race on. Jetta O'Shea. In fact, Pittard's on now. So Pittard went for that.
Trengo's
jumped with their sub.
Trengo's gone.
Yeah, Trengo's come off, guys. Just see there, he's been made a sub. Pittard on for the run.
It means Westhoff will have to do some ruck work.
Lobe. For the record, the Swan sub is Lloyd. Haven't had to use him yet. Fresh man to come on. Final term now, you'd think. There he is. Just his 15th game. Began the season on the Swans rookie list again. Back into play. Pike down. Gray the steal. Hands it up. Hartlett tries to break free. Gray working hard. Boat. Dump, didn't have it.
That's
and that
50.
could be 50.
That will be 50.
Against Bird.
Travis Boat gets a chance to kick his second. He kicked a beautiful one from the pocket moments ago. This will be a much easier shot for goal. .30 out on a slight angle. Well, the whistle had gone. The whistle had gone early enough.
The Bird brain not quite working there. That was well and truly a free. And Travis Boat got a 40 here.
Pretty undisciplined kicking it like that. It's not much to gain and a lot to lose.
The captain, can he deliver again? Already kicked one this term. They're still in it.
There's a star bogey working his way into the game. 9 disposals, 2 goals in this third quarter. When they've been hard to come by, he's kicked 2 big ones. That one was an easy one, but let's have a look here. Kennedy to Bird, and for some reason decides to kick it.
Well, they've had the same number of scoring shots, 17 scoring shots apiece, but still a 15-point margin.
David Koch. Coscardone. Port Adelaide directors, like everyone here, full house, edge of their seats right now. Clearance, but it's poor. Ebert straight to Malcheski. Side of the boot. McVeigh wanted to tee that to the boundary. Success. 1 minute for three-quarter time.
Robbie Gray with 28 possessions leads the night very, very clearly. He's also had 10 clearances to go with that. Josh Kennedy, 23, the best for Sydney.
Down to Jack. Scrambles a kick. McGlynn feeds it wide. Get another ball in. Down to 50. Sydney have been here before. 1 win here at the Adelaide Oval against the Crows earlier this season. Port Adelaide did defeat Sydney when they came here to South Australia last year, amazingly, at Amy Stadium in front of 16,000 last year. What a difference 12 months can make. Reid. Grundy. Sure, they know. 30 seconds left. McGlynn. Does he want to roll the dice? No way.
9 out of the last 10 against Port Sydney. They've had the edge over him.
Obi flies. Small knot down. Hartlett can't rake it in. 10 seconds. You wouldn't think there'd be time enough for a Port Adelaide score, but some sort of scramble forward for the Swans could work. 10 seconds. Clock starts rolling. Lobe flicks it down. No free off the ruck. McGlynn puts his head down. Play on. Parker, they need a mark from this. Bouncing ball. 3/4 time. Stage is set. Port Adelaide season on the line right now. Port lose. It'll be 6 losses from their past 8 and their season on the brink of disaster. 3/4 time, they trail by 15. Been a tough night at the office for John Longmire and Ken Hinkley. A couple of decisions. I don't believe it's been the umpire's best night at the office. 3/4 time, 15 points the margin. This game could still go either way. Huge connotations for these two. The Sydney Swans top spot still up for grabs come the season's end. The top 2, the most important thing for the Swans of a Port Adelaide. They win this game tonight, they'll be inside the top 4 as we head downstairs. Cameron Moody.
Stewie, what was said in the box in that quarter, because they really were coming at you?
Yeah, surging at us. So main message for inside mids, a bit more hit around the ball. Thought they got through to the corridor a little bit too much, so we put it on Kennedy, Parker, a bit more hit around the ball. Stop them surging. Somehow they didn't realise it was raining, handballed over, handballed a bit much, so we'll try and get it forward a bit more.
Your main message to midfield then?
Yeah, just a bit of surge footy, a bit greasy, but we want a bit more hit. We thought the outside was covered, but they beat us inside that quarter.
All right, thanks very much, mate. We're just looking at the live ladder at the moment, guys. If Port Adelaide get up tonight, they will go into 4th spot. So this is a huge, huge quarter for them. Sydney to go up on top. They need a huge last quarter to win by 7 or 8 goals to jump Hawthorn. But right now, it's all about Port Adelaide. Can they get that 4th spot?
Stage set there. The Cats well and truly in front of Fremantle. I mentioned earlier, massive connotation. 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th all playing tonight. And a premiership this year for Sydney. As I mentioned earlier, 3 flags in 10 years. But what about the Cats? They could win a 4th in 8 years. And the Hawks can grab a 3rd this year in 7. Port Adelaide still alive. 2014 could hinge on this for Port. They lose it. It'll be 6 losses from their past 8. And disaster after such a promising start. Winning 12 of their first 13. Kick towards half forward. Pittard the sub now on for Port. Boak, good 3rd term, kicked a couple of goals. Westhoff. Little slip, Lobe. Little slippery, towed away.
Can't overuse the footy.
Westhoff tracks it down. Again, the overuse of the handball. Corns. Ebert. Looked to be a lot in that either.
Like he hit the ball, didn't he?
Yeah. Got all ball.
To keep the game simple. Play the ball down your forward end, kick it long, get numbers around the contest.
Schultz in the middle of the pack. Ball to the back. Now Chesky scrambles it away. Ebert stands under it. And a free kick against Pittard on Jetta. Holding. And he didn't have to go back behind his mark. Plays on. Pumps it long. Franklin on the run. Carlisle left his man. Danger. Flicks it over. Tippett toes it. Tries to turn it. Takes it out.
Did well, Carlisle. As you said, Dwayne, he was prepared to leave his man. Gee, there's not much in that. Not much in that at all.
Jetta, as I mentioned, didn't have to go back behind the mark. Just took it and went back into play. Lobe, front spot. Tippett does some ruck work. Corns kick smothered. 15 players around him. Doesn't come out in a hurry. Umpire finds the whistle.
Look at Jack and McVeigh just sitting off.
Tippett took it and goals it.
Oh, big goal.
Phenomenal.
Well, could have got some odds about that happening, couldn't you? Big Kurt. He's very good in the ruck. I said earlier they've been using Sam Reid. They're trying to protect Big Tippett. He's got tendinitis in the knee, but he's a big boy. He's strong. And that's just a good snap.
Good floater. Wouldn't have happened at the other end because whenever Sydney are in defence like that, they have a sweeper in the goal square.
Yep.
It was an open goal square. Everyone was 20 metres out from goal.
The conditions haven't suited tonight for Kurt Tippett, but as long as he gets game time in, he gets a bit of touch in, and he plays his best footy in September, that's what the Swans will be after.
Just starting to find some good form. Jack off the deck. Could be ball, not paid against O'Shea. Broadbent, little fumble. McLean throws it out. Corns flicks it out. Broadbent. Gray. There's the handball. Pittard. Not sure what that was.
Nearly deliberate.
I reckon when they get into the September too, they might go with one less tall, Sydney. They might put Tippett to do the second ruck work. Might go without a read to try and get a bit more run.
Just his 8th game of the season as well. Kurt Tippett. Back into play. Lobe palm down Cunningham. Wines. One-on-ones. Rowan. Didn't quite bring it in. Still alive. Westhoff goes low. Flicks it out to Need. One-on-ones inside 50. Schultz can't get there to attempt the grab. Ball hits the grass. Hanbury got back. Rampy pumps it to space. Race on. Broadbent. Beat McGlynn but knocked it to Kennedy. Danger signs here. Port Adelaide hanging by a thread. Ball to the back. Pittard. Fresh sub on. Tippett. Pittard takes it to the line. Can't make it too obvious.
Gee, he took a risk, Alapati. Carlisle, poor judgment. The ball was always going over the top.
Yep.
Good work by Pittard to get back and give him a chop out.
There's Tippett up against Lobe. Lobe's been brilliant in the ruck.
Kennedy. Stolen by Boak. Stolen off him by Hanbury. Boak gets it back. Corns. Gray. Wines. Toward the wing. Off hands. Well played, Rampy. Been outstanding this year. Stolen from him, though. Polak gives it up. Jonas to Boak. They haven't been in at Port, and yet they're not out of it yet. Wingard. Not his night. Not his year so far.
He's had patches all year, but just even that one, not having the awareness to kick it early enough before he got pushed.
Laidler. Lobe to go up. Tippett goes up. Ball to the back. Moore's handball finds Pollock off the bounce. Crutch.
Oh, well done.
Going hard, every Swan.
Real good stuff.
Parker. Hanbury. Kennedy. Over Franklin's head. No one's in the square. O'Shea gets back.
Didn't like it. Franklin gave Josh Kennedy a second look as well.
Taking it on now, Port Adelaide. Outnumbered. Shaw, little slip. Ebert, big slip. Trip. Crowd still involved.
Good decision. You can see the right arm of Shaw.
A win like this could get their season back, Port. They can come from the dead. Schultz up hard. Westhoff at the back. Wanted to gather and snap. Was hoping for a free for high. Laidler was wise to it. Takes it out.
Isn't it a great night either? Justin Westhoff needed to keep his feet there. Just the 10 possessions, no score. 5 kicks, only one of them has been effective. Not great conditions for big blokes. You've got to stay on your feet.
50,000 in, 50,087. So good crowd.
Monstrous crowd. Big context game. Wingard around the body. Full forward. Westhoff. Need off hands. Gather. Spin. Kick. Lifeline.
He's been pretty good, Jakey Need, hasn't he? He's kicked 2-2. He's been at the right place at the right time. Rewarded with good form in the SANFL and his second game for the year. And here he is, right at the fall of the back. And a good kick. Well done. Well done, Jakey Need.
Good contest by Westhoff to bring the ball back into the goal square and not have it rush through. They won't go away, Port Adelaide. They've worked hard. They've created opportunities back to 15 points.
Last time these two teams met, the Swans came from behind. They had their hero, Lance Franklin. Can Port Adelaide find one? Bird scoots it up. Kennedy scrambles it inside 50. Bouncing ball. Danger again for Port. Goods on the run. Franklin. Goods. Might go off the carpet. Takes them on. Drops it. Hanbury. Turnover. Franklin shovels it out. Bird put his head down, hoping for a free. Kicked off the deck. Play on. Jack kick smothered. Port Adelaide hustling. Hassling. Hunting it down. Mitchell. They still believe. Need. Laidler jumped on Need.
Oh,
Put the saddle on, Jazz.
that lacked subtlety, didn't it? Just rode him into the ground.
Guys, the sub's been made down here. Lloyd's on, and Tippett's the man that's made way. So they've really gone for that run down here with Sydney.
Game's gone up a notch, boys.
West off. Not sure he meant it for Wingard, but it finds him, and little fumble again. Gives to Boak. Wants to send it inside 50. Sends it to Wingard. Schultz hasn't kicked a goal yet tonight. In his direction. Slippery ball. Gathers. Rolled in the tackle by Richards. Push off McVeigh. Hanbury. Mitchell. Off the deck. Ebert.
Oh! Hit the post. Gee, they are pushing hard.
They are. It's gone up a notch. Porter got the run back tonight.
14 points the margin. Parker. Kennedy. Some poise. Cool heads. Ton of time left in this for 3 goals. Franklin. Homch. Franklin.
That's a good contested mark. And he's got Rowan on if he wants him.
Kick.
Cunningham. Rowan on the overlap. Broadbent. Won't get there in time to shut him down. Rowan. Time. Poise. Sensational.
Just when they get a sniff, Port Adelaide, and they want to make a game of it.
They work so hard at one end with constant pressure, trying to create opportunity after opportunity. But Sydney are just clean when they need to be, efficient when they need to be. And they're just running hard into space when they see the opportunity present itself. It wasn't even a great kick, but Rowan had time to straighten, and that's a good finish.
Here's the chain over the top, and Rowan with a really, really good finish.
One more would put them away. Moore dumps. Jetta wrapped him up. 20 points the margin.
And confirming that Sydney is also activating the substitute into the game, number 44, Jack Lloyd.
Wines, third man up.
Number 8, Kurt Tippett goes out.
Tippett subbed out after a couple of goals. Back in the air, Boak feeds it back. Gray flicks it up. Goods. Moore. Couldn't find his boot with it. Parker. McVeigh. Kennedy. Jetta. McVeigh. Pittard. He wants to reload to Boak. At Boak wide, goes down the middle instead. Danger. Grundy, he spills it. Hardlett caught a little high. Port's ball.
Massive let off for Port. I have got no idea who Jasper Pittard thought he was kicking the ball to, but he picked out Grundy all on his own in 30 metres of space.
He's pretty good at doing that every now and then, Jasper, but he provides some run from defence, and that's why Ken likes him. He really can break the lines.
Wide ball to Schultz. 3 behind so far tonight. Richards didn't look like a handball. Got away with it.
It's got a few more numbers around the footy, Sydney.
Hasn't been his night either. 4 goals against Sydney, round 13, none tonight. Pike. Robbie Gray just keeps on keeping on. Moore to set it up. Heads wide, but there's no one home.
No, I think he heard the crowd tell him that there was someone chasing from behind. It was good pressure from Franklin. He panicked, kicked it too early. Not to their advantage.
Missed Lloyd. Oh, kept in almost. Ball in. Halfway through the final term. 50,000 on the edge of their seats. Game on the edge. Port's season on the edge.
They're going to kick 4 goals, Port. They've only kicked 6 for the game.
Pike. Jack. Hottest team in the competition, the Swans. Trying to make it 14 from their last 15. Gray.
They had a pretty good run after that too, Dwayne. They got St Kilda, the Dogs and the Tigers after this. So
yeah,
this will be 14 out of 15 if they win. So it'll be 17 out of 18, couldn't it?
Port Adelaide's last 3: Gold Coast, Carlton, Fremantle. Back into play. They're not guaranteed a spot in the finals yet, Port. Boak, Westhoff, crunch, Monfries, off hands, scoots it up. Diving in Westhoff, took some legs out, comes to Rampy. Franklin gets down low, leaves it behind. Hobbs might kick one back on him, goes to the pocket. Westhoff, just not clear. Port Adelaide's top 4 chances might be all over if they lose tonight. To the back. Cunningham. Bird. Should get there first. Carlisle talks him into it and he takes it to the line.
Needed to keep it in. We'll have to take some risks now, Port Adelaide. Regardless of the result, though, and there's plenty of time left in this game, and they're not without a chance, Port Adelaide. But even if they do lose, Ken Hinkley should at least be happy with some of the signs he's seen, because they've worked hard, they've run hard. It's the best I've seen them play for a while.
Robbie Gray to half forward, same amount of scoring shots either side. They have had their chances. Monfries just behind Ebert, wanted to get and go. Monfries jumped on. Schultz, bounce pass. Polek, sidestep. Schultz a roller. Shaw, clean hands. Kick not so good.
No.
20 points. 4 goals. 10 minutes and change. That's the equation. Polak. Slippery ball. Tough one to mark. Westhoff goes up. Can't bring it down. Monfries tried to break free. Grundy, Malcheski, flick over the top, handball, winds, left it behind. Jack beelined it, got it, gave it. McGlynn flicks it over. Carlisle, superb there, although he fell over. Polak, centering ball, Corns. Still fighting. Oh, Jonas. Mitchell, beaten, back into the lineup.
Jetta.
Lloyd Long, Jetta runs onto it. Can he keep it in? Keeps it in to his death from it. Broadbent, straight down the middle, dangerous. Big spoil McVeigh, illegal spoil. Polak sends it wide. Life and death right now for Port. Holmes sheds wide. Hartlett up. Parker spoils but goes to the deck. Hartlett can he inspire them from outside 50. More. Not quite. Arm slap free. Arm chop. Moore's ball.
Again, it wasn't the umpire in control. It was Ray Chamberlain who was in the middle of the ground that saw the arm chop and he paid it. And Heath Grundy saying it was all ball. Let's have a look. Took the hand, didn't he? Yep.
Andrew Moore.
You can hear the discussion. Ray Chamberlain said all arm. And Heath Grundy said all ball. I agree to disagree.
Just his third game for the year, Andrew Moore. Biggest moment of the season for him.
Never left the post. Never left it the moment it left his boot. It's been a horror night in front of goals for them, hasn't it?
6-14. Just a few others as well, I reckon, Paul.
Still been a really good contest to watch, though.
Laidler heads toward the wing. Good attack again from Hopsch. That's his man. The Corns. Turnover.
That's a really poor kick, and
Probably shouldn't have given it to Kane anyway. I mean, Jack's got a good leg.
Kennedy towards Goods. Got a couple of beat. Hopsch backtracks. Leaves it behind. Goods. Could be the knockout blow. Bends it around the body. Misses. He looks a little spent as well. Been a hot contest from the outset.
looks like he's favouring something out of Goods. The way
Yeah, well, that's what I thought when he kicked it, actually. But
favouring the left leg, perhaps.
Pollock to Ebert again. Slippery ball. Gets out of jail. Lobe and Pike and Wines jumps in.
Straight
takes them on. Needs running hard. Needs got two to beat. Rampy one of them and the other one's Reed. Drop back in the hole. Good safe hands.
It's a kick that's let them down all night, isn't it?
Wingard gets there. Could he be the hero? No one's on the goal line. Gives it to Wines. Centering kick. Westhoff. Just have not given in all night.
Haven't they created some opportunities? Nobody on the goal line. Nobody for Port Adelaide on the goal line. If this falls short, be an uncontested mark.
Keeps it low and he sways it again. 19 points, the margin.
well, now they have had more scoring shots. They've had more inside 50s again in this quarter. More disposals. More clearances.
Look, and we've spoken about how poor they've been in front of goal, but when they review this game, Ken Hinckley's going to say, we played well, we created enough opportunities to have more scoring shots than them, so we've actually played well enough to beat one of the top teams.
Westhoff to advantage. That one's there. Could be in for a crazy finish.
Well, there's still 7 minutes to go, so they need 3 goals in 7 minutes. You can do that easily if you get on a roll. Well, they're going to have to take their opportunities. Haven't been able to do it, but certainly gettable.
It's funny when they don't have time to think and they just play on or kick it. So different to a set shot where you've got to think about it. They've got 8 or 9 players now in their defensive area, Sydney.
Mitchell, tie up. Got a couple of beat. Good contest. Keeps it alive. Malcheski. Franklin's got 2 to beat now. Port an extra behind the ball. Franklin caught. Jumped on. Had to be in the back.
Yep. Momentum took him into the back.
Did everything right then, did it all wrong.
Work hard here, Port, and man up. One more goal will get Sydney home.
13 points the margin. Crowd again, 50,000 plus in full voice. Franklin heads wide, Kennedy the big fly. Off hands, Lloyd off the deck. Didn't hit it well. Moore, Broadbent, and they run. Ebert. No one to go too long. Pops it up, hoping for a short saw. Didn't hope for that.
Gee, that's poor decision making, isn't it, by Brad Ebert? It's one thing to sit there and say, well, I haven't got an option, but to allow yourself to be tackled and kick it out on the full. He had to pull up, perhaps go back with a hand pass to Need, who'd slipped over and dropped. He does run hard, Brad Ebert.
Moore with the fist. Franklin content to drop it out. And this one will go down to the wire. 13 points. Players look at the scoreboard. There's 22 gone. I know there's plenty of time left for 3 goals. Ball back into play. Slap down. Broadbent tried the knock on. Wines. Hands free. Gray. More. Every possession worth double now.
Well,
and that's out in the full again.
They're kicking at 40% in the last quarter.
They've torched some footy, haven't they? It's been a shame because the effort's been particularly good from Port Adelaide, and they're taking on one of the best teams going.
There's a mongrel. And did that travel inside the field of play on the full. Broadbent.
Oh, they're out here.
It's got Jonas short. Clever kick. He's got Pittard wide. Clever kick. He's got Need in a one-on-one. Got Shorts running for him. He puts it in front of Mitchell and Carlisle. Beeline attack. Missed. Grundy. McVeigh. Short pass. Superb. Lloyd the sub. Takes control. Says let's calm it down, boys. Game 15. Showing a cool head. Franklin is target. Pike makes a contest. Broadbent takes it. Caught, no Pryor. Parker.
Trouble.
Franklin. What was he doing there? He slid into attack on that. Has to be ball.
That was a strange one, wasn't it? He slipped over and then he tried to duck his head into the oncoming tackle.
Probably worth a punt. Get a free. And you duck your head there.
Danger!
Oh, you can't wait for the ball.
Cut off by Jetta, and he rolls it through for a behind.
He got lucky, Cam O'Shea. You don't wait for the ball. You go to meet it.
Pollock to kick it in. It's almost the whole tale of Port Adelaide's season, this game. Just not unfolding as they thought it was about to. Pollock long. Monfries. Port Adelaide led early in this. Pittard, they looked solid early. They hunted it hard early. Monfries. Pittard. Can they breathe life late? Schultz!
Oh, he got it.
Too far out.
He is.
Going to hit another target.
He's had a bad night. 3 behinds. Could this be his moment? Hands it off instead. Pollock on the left. Top of the square. West off. Crunch. Hits the deck. Boak. Can't get a kick away at goal. Wingard. Shaw. Rampy. Down to 4 minutes.
You can't question the effort. Players on both teams. See, they've covered some ground tonight.
It'll actually be wrapped, I think, Port Adelaide. I know that they want to win, but just to see that they're actually back.
Oh, yeah.
4 minutes to salvage their season. Lobe to the back. McVeigh scrambles the kick away. O'Shea gets there. Leaves it behind. Dumped. Free kick.
Coming back. Pump it in there.
Well, he can kick a long way, Cam O'Shea, but he can spray him as well. So
get it 15 metres out.
Could go anywhere.
Puts it top of the square. Reed's about to fly. Goes up, knocks it down. Almost Pittard. Almost.
He tried to flick it with his left foot. Being a left foot, I reckon it needed the right foot.
3 minutes 25 left. Lloyd.
I don't know if they've got the energy to defend here.
Wide. McLean. Umpire sees that okay. Realistic leap. Realistic attempt from Broadbent. Ball in.
Looked like blocking to me. I thought McLean was stiff not to get a free kick. Jack off for a spell. Hanbury back on. Corns goes straight to him again.
Ball to the back. Pollock to Boak. Wobbler. Tough to mark. Thumb clear. Hartler went for the chest mark. Pollock again. 3 minutes. 13 points. Game hanging by a thread. Port Adelaide's season hanging by a thread.
Robbie Gray loose here.
Back in. Pike down. Flick up. Pollock. Off hands. Lloyd. Open space.
He's got the legs.
Race on. Franklin. O'Shea. Franklin at the behind. It might work. Jetta. They get the luck. Off the deck. Cunningham. Jetta. High bomb. McLean. Carlisle. McLean. Carlisle. Breaks free. Still some life.
And then
inboard. Dangerous. Jetta takes them on. Flicks it up. Kennedy!
How tired are they? I mean, he did so well, Alapati-Carlo, and then torched the footy. Great call, mate. It's hanging.
Who is writing the script?
Yeah.
It's been worthy of a final. These two could still meet in a final. Straight down the middle. Thumb clear. McVeigh hands it up. Cunningham goes wide. And Lloyd, the sub on.
Sydney player down behind the ball.
4 goal 5 this year, Jake Lloyd. And Jeddah almost done for the night. Inside 2 minutes.
Got one in the stomach, I reckon.
And this would hurt. It'd put 50,000 in tears. Kicks it long. The kill shot. Swans will win.
Well, they eat pressure for breakfast, Sydney, don't they? They soak it up. The ball was down the other end for an eternity, but they can just withstand that sort of pressure. They defend so well, the structures are so sound, and then when they get a chance, they hurt you the other way. And it's a sub that's come on, a man that's only played a handful of games. Jake Lloyd takes his opportunity, handles the pressure of the moment.
All fans have had enough.
Well, I hope they've liked what they've seen, though. It's been a cracking game, and Port have been gallant in defeat.
Port Adelaide, the Gold Coast and Metricon next week, then Carlton, then Fremantle. And Sydney Swans, good run home. Saints, Bulldogs, Richmond.
Port could lose them all or win them all.
Hate to think what would happen this season if they lost them all. It's already headed for disaster. Bird, Jeddah, top of the ladder after 12 games. Port Adelaide, it's unravelled. Polek, Boak, Jonas. Homsch, who's fought his heart out. Mead, back in, been good. Wanted to get and go.
He was off. If he takes it cleanly, he was off.
Port have had their chances. They led early. But this Sydney Swans lineup, 14 out of their last 15 they've won. They began the season with 2 losses. They lost to GWS round 1. They were the most criticised team in the comp after 2 weeks of football, and now they are the hottest.
Take near on a miracle to see him drop one of their last 3 as well.
And the Hawks have a tough run home. The premiership is at their mercy if they can finish strongly with a massive September. They'll have the home ground advantage.
Oh, again, the poor kick.
Shaw, Cunningham, does he want to go? Might have this shot after the siren. It's no good being the best team in the comp to round 12. You want to be the best team in the comp at the end of September. And this Sydney Swans lineup is the best team in the comp right now. The caviar on top. 50,000 at the Adelaide Oval. Have seen a ripper contest, but not the result they were after. Swans by 26 points. Premiership favourites have won 14 of their last 15.
When you talk about the Sydney Swans, the word that just keeps coming back into mind is professional. They know what to do, they know when to do it. They're reliable. Let's go down on ground. I think Cam Mooney's caught up with one of the stars in Benny McGlynn.
Jason, Benny, amazing win for you guys coming over. You know they wanted to win so badly. They needed to get their form back. You shut them out pretty early.
Yeah, we knew they were going to come at us early, and and credit to the boys. We held up in the first half and then run over the top and was good. But you know, we knew it was going to be hard. Four quarter effort today.
That third quarter looked like they were really coming at you, didn't it? The weather started to come in. You may have mucked around with it a little bit, but fourth quarter just settled down again.
Yeah, look, we're bombing away there in the third quarter, and we just needed to hit the short ones, give the forwards a bit of an opportunity. But it's great to get the 4 points over here. What
about your own form, Benny? I mean, you missed out on a grand final a couple of years ago, we know, and you just looked so desperate to make sure that you're playing well and get that medal.
Yeah, look, obviously just take a week at a time, but that's always in the back of your mind, and it's driving me, but it's also driving the boys to get there again and hopefully go well.
Mate, you're in great form. Well done, mate. Congrats on.
Appreciate it.
He did play well. 21 possessions for Benny McGlynn. Kicked 3 goals, 2 and 5 clearances as well.
Yeah, he's one of the most improved players in the comp, no doubt about that.
You look at those names like McGlynn, Tippett, Franklin, Rowan, Jake Lloyd tonight. They're yet to win a premiership medallion. This season means the world to them. Lance Franklin, first year at his new club, and he was sensational again at times tonight, especially in the second term. Not quite the heroics from round 13, but he did what he needed to do. And John Longmire, 4th season as Sydney coach, 6th in his first year, then won the flag in his second, 4th last year, and after a premiership as a player, he is hunting down a second premiership as a coach in such a short space of time.
Do you reckon they deliberately start the season slow, Jason, try and get themselves primed towards the end of the year? Because we've seen a few sides hit the wall this year. If you're up and about, you spend a lot of juice in the pre-season.
It's a good question. We'll come back after we hear from Cam Mooney with Dan Hanbury.
Yeah, we're just having a bit of a laugh there. Doesn't matter how much training you do over that 6-7 week period, nothing gets you ready for that game, does it?
Nah, no way. I mean, I was a little bit underdone, but we knew it was going to be a really tough game. Adelaide Oval against Port Adelaide, they're a quality team, and it was a really hard slog there. It was tough on the legs, but it was great in that last quarter to get over the line.
You would have been thinking, I've had a few weeks off, I'll just come back in and just slot in, but you get tagged straight up. How's that?
I thought there was no chance that would happen. I actually said to Karen, you've got to be kidding me, don't you? But I suppose that's the way I wanted to go about it. He's obviously a super player, and he's got me a couple of times now, and he obviously played pretty well tonight. So, look, once again, great win, and really good to keep the form up.
How was the recovery with the ankle? I mean, you've now got your 4 weeks to really get that match fitness up for you.
Yeah, it's good. I had a little bit of a tweak at the end, and now it's fine. So that's the best test for it. So, it's onwards upwards now after one game, and hopefully just look to get some more conditioning in my legs and be right for the next 4 weeks.
Good on you, mate. Congratulations. Well done.
Cheers, mate.
Well, it's good for him to get a game under the belt. That'll help. You can see there's Port Adelaide in 5th position. Sydney, 2nd position, percentage behind the Hawks. Geelong just sneaking home over the Doggers. In answer to your question, Roo, I think Sydney have always come in with a little bit left in the tank. We know for how many years under Paul Roos, they never won a pre-season game. I don't think John Longmire is doing much different.
They're a class act from top to bottom. And the best team in the competition right now, the best team tonight. 26 points the final margin. Sydney, the premiership favourites, too strong away from home.